Greetings, YouTube. Last night at work, I found myself thinking about a tactic that I've seen used by some anti-gay members of the homophobia club, and it's the being homosexual is a choice gambit. Now, let me say from the get-go, I don't think being gay is a choice. I think it's the way a person is. They're just born that way. Because if being gay is a choice, then being straight is a choice. And I'm straight, and I can tell you, I never woke up one day, looked at my ceiling, pondered for a moment, and said, you know, I like vagina. Never happened. So, the idea is that if it's a choice, that the general population, in this particular case, the people who are talking about this consider themselves to be the general population, don't have to be concerned about the gay community. If it's a choice, they can always choose not to be that thing. I got a problem with that. I want you to imagine for a moment that California passes a proposition. It's called Proposition C. It passes, and as of January 1st, 2011, no person in California can get married if they're Christian. Now, there'd be lots of people upset about this. I'd be upset about this. I'm not much up for religious discrimination, even against Christians. But, because of the really strange way that California laws are set up, they can do that. Same thing if, for example, they decided to vote about political parties. They could say that all Republicans are now legal, because they can do that in California. And again, I'd have a problem with that. But you see, those two categories, religion and politics, are protected choices in America. If a person is fired from their job because they become a socialist, there's going to be a lawsuit. If a person isn't able to buy a home because they're Jewish, there's going to be a lawsuit. Because political and religious affiliation are considered protected categories and fall under the anti-discrimination laws. Now, the people who seem to support this idea that being gay is a choice, in the example I just gave you with Proposition C, they might say, well, you know, if you want to get married, just stop being a Christian. Become a Buddhist, or a Muslim, or a Wiccan, or a Jew. And what's the big deal? It's just a choice, right? Except it isn't just a choice. People take their religions very seriously, as they take their political affiliations very seriously. So why isn't sexual orientation a protected class? Why is sexual affiliation not protected, but religious and political affiliation is protected? So those are choices, folks. You aren't born into a religion, you're not born into a political party. At some point you choose to be one of those things. At least you do if you're smart. If you never question either your faith or your politics, that's a problem. But it isn't a choice. People are what they are. And that tactic, that idea that, oh, it's just a choice, you can stop being that if you want to, is insulting. It's demeaning. And it's a really good way of hiding your prejudice. It's a smokescreen that you can hide your bigotry behind. Because if you turn the argument around and say, okay, it's a choice that you have made, so it's not me that's the problem here, it's a nice way of turning that argument around. It's a nice way of making yourself look reasonable, when in actuality, you're a bigot. So I have a problem with the idea that, you know, it's all a choice, when of course it isn't. So, next time that someone says that to you, you hear it online, you encounter it in the newspaper, ask the person, do they really think that? Is it something that they hold near and dear to their heart? So if anybody out there watching this would like to get back to me and tell me if you in fact think that being gay is a choice, so why is that not a protected choice. Faith in politics is, so why not being gay? And while you're on the topic of this, could you tell me when you chose to be straight? Because I'd really love to know that.